Welcome back to the game, everyone. This is Robert, continuing on with Ghost Stories. We're heading now into turn number 4. We begin with the yin phase of turn 4. It's time to allow ghosts to take their actions. We have one ghost on the board, and that is the Drowned Maiden. With a haunting figure on the card, it's time to advance that haunting figure one step. And that is her turn. Since there is no board overrun, we now have to deal with the arrival of yet another ghost. Drawing from the ghost deck, we turn over the card, and we have a Grave Walker. This is a power of 2, and right away this bad guy is going to damage us for 1 chi token. This is a black ghost, and if you notice, there's not a black board. Black ghosts need to be played on the active player's board, and that's mine. I think I'm going to put him over here, and we suffer 1 damage. That's going to go back into the pot. And that will complete his actions. We need to put a haunting figure on his card as well for a future turn. And that should complete the yin phase. We're now entering into the yang phase, the Taoist priest phase of the game. And before we move our priests, I get to once again make a selection from the general supply here. I think I'm going to, after using my bottomless pockets power, I'm going to take a black token. That's going to give me 2 of those. And now my character can move. I'm going to have the Taoist priest move 1 tile diagonally to close in on an attack against the Drowned Maiden. For my main action, I think we're going to attempt the exorcism. To defeat the Drowned Maiden, we're going to need at least 1 blue. So let's roll the dice. And we have it. We actually have a white as well. So that is enough. The Drowned Maiden is sent back to hell, and there's no reward or penalty of any kind here in the last step of the card. So into the hell stack it goes. The haunting figure is returned to the supply, and that will bring us towards the end of the yang phase, where we have the option to place our Buddha figure. The yellow priest had picked up a Buddha figure last turn, and now has the option to place this on any empty space on the board. I think I'm going to put it on my board here. And the reason I'm doing that is because all yellow ghosts are going to go on my board, and also any black ghosts that I draw are probably going to go on my board as well. So I'll have slightly more ghosts coming my way depending upon what's in the deck over there. So the Buddha is going to be ready to eliminate one of those ghosts should they try to take this spot. That's going to end turn number 4. This is Robert continuing Ghost Stories, turn number 5. We begin with the yin phase, the ghost phase. There's only 1 ghost on the board, and it's on my side. It's going to advance its haunting figurine 1 step. It's now time for the arrival of a new ghost. And we have Coffin Breakers. They're only power 1, power level of 1 with yellow. However, upon their arrival, they're going to bring in yet another ghost, so they're not alone. Since this is a weaker monster, let's place it in a corner space. Let's draw our next ghost card. We've drawn another black ghost, and this is the Black Widow. The Black Widow is power level 2 and has a special ability here. You see the different colors and a lock symbol. You would take this piece and you would put this in your general supply of tokens and lock them away. Therefore, the Taoist could not have access to that supply to use. We also see over here, once we get rid of the ghosts, we're going to have to roll the curse die before we take any other bonus or reward. But since she is kind of blocking me off from using one of my key abilities, I'm going to place this ghost, and it is a black ghost, it goes on my board. I'm going to place her on the Buddha figure. So the Buddha figure is used and goes back to the Buddhist temple where I picked it up originally. And this ghost is sent to hell, and I'm going to double check the rules right now, but I believe that since I used the Buddha figure, I do not gain any bad effects or good effects from this card. I think that it's just banished and nothing else happens. Let me double check that to make sure. That was correct. This ghost is just simply taken away. But one quick clarification here with the lock. It looks as if the players cannot use Tao tokens at all. So players cannot use their Tao tokens. You can still use the Circle of Prayer, but put the inactive Tao marker on the table to remind you of this curse. So I guess I still could collect the Tao tokens from the supply. So the supply is not locked, but no player, as long as this ghost is out on the board, can use Tao tokens. So you would have to get rid of her with a straight die roll. Alright. Definitely learning the game as we go along. Now we're moving into the Taoist priest phase. For this turn, I believe I'm going to use, actually let me use my ability here to get another token before I do anything. I believe I will collect, I think I'm alright on black and blue tokens. Why don't we take just a green one? Something green may come our way. We've already had 2 red and 1 yellow. We haven't seen anything green yet, so we'll just might as well prepare for that. Now that I've got my new Tao token, I've got the opportunity to move my priest or use a special power, and I think I'm going to use a power token this turn. I'm going to spend one of these to use red's power. This goes into the center village tile, and red's power from the red board allows you to, and each monk, or each priest, I'm sorry, their boards have 2 sides, so you can sort of play with a different power each game. In a solo game, it was recommended that you use this particular power for red, which allows your Taoist priest to fly to any village tile on the board. So as my movement this turn, but it required me to spend this power token, my priest is going to fly like something out of, what was it, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, to this tile. And for my main action, I'm going to use this villager's ability. That's going to allow us to move a ghost, and we can move our priest. Well, I'm going to choose to move the black ghost. This haunting figure goes to the same spot, and the black ghost is going to move over here to the red board. That's going to allow my priest to stay here. I'm actually going to have my Taoist priest just stay on this tile, because as I move the priest, I'm allowed to put him on any tile. I don't believe this is against the rules. I believe I can keep him here. I didn't see anything that specifically said I couldn't, but any of you that may be experts on the game, I'd be interested to know what you think. Hopefully, if I did this wrong, it won't throw things off too much. But I'm going to stay there. If I would have needed to move my priest to actually a different tile, and the reason I think it's okay is because it said I could move it to any tile and I'll just keep it there. I guess I would have moved over to this one and moved the yellow ghost over to the green board. I just wanted to get the two of those together. That was the whole idea. So that's going to be my action for the turn, but that's all I can do. Since I spent my turn activating a village tile, I cannot attempt an exorcism. And I don't have a Buddha to place, so that's going to end this turn. This is Robert with you, continuing Ghost Stories, moving into turn number 6. As we begin turn number 6, ghosts activate. The haunting figure moves forward one more step, and this tile now becomes haunted. I have to turn it over to this side. If any 3 tiles in the village area become haunted, I've lost the game. There are no other ghost actions to take into account at this time, and it is time for another ghost to arrive. Aha, a green monster, the Great Putrid. Quite nasty looking. Power level 4 on this monster, but nothing special upon its arrival, but I think it's a tormentor. It's going to be having us roll the curse die in the near future. So we need to place this one on the green board someplace. Let's put it here. It's now our turn, the hero's turn, the priest's turn. We're going to take one of these tokens. Let's definitely take another green, since we just had a pretty mean green monster arrive. And we can use a yin-yang token. We have one. We can use one pretty much at any time before or after we take an action on our turn. I'm going to spend this now, but I'm going to use that yin-yang token to turn this tile back over and bring the villager back. And that token is now spent. That was the only one I had. So hopefully we can win that back somehow. Now I have the option to move. I don't think I'm going to. I think I wanted to battle these 2 ghosts here and here if I could. So let's see what we can do. Grabbing the exorcism dice. 3 whites, that's beautiful. We'll make 2 of those black. And here, look at that. As the reward, we can either gain a chi point or gain the yin-yang token back. Let's get our token back. So we're going to take this and put this back into our supply of goodies. And then we're going to let one of those work as a yellow. So we send the coffin breakers back to hell. The haunting figure is now gone. The village is safe, but there's a green nasty that's going to start causing us trouble next turn. Thanks for watching these turns. Please join me later for some more ghost stories.